Plants are composed of various tissues, each serving specific functions crucial for their growth, development, and survival. Here's an overview of the main types of plant tissues, their structures, and functions. First is meristematic tissues. Meristem region of cells capable of division and growth in plants. Meristems are classified by their location in the plant as apical, that is located at roots and shoot tips; lateral, they are present in the vascular and cork combia; and intercalary, they are present at internodes or stem regions between the places at which leaves attach and leaf bases, especially of certain monocotyledons. Example, grasses. These are three main types of meristematic tissues based on their structure, location, and function. Apical meristem. They are found at the tips of roots and shoots, including stems and branches. And the function of apical meristem tissues are: they are responsible for primary growth, which includes lengthening of the plant body. The apical meristem produces primary meristems, which gives rise to primary tissues like primary xylem, primary phloem, and primary cortex. Next is lateral or secondary meristem. They are found along sides of the stem and roots, and they are responsible for secondary growth, which involves an increase in girth of thickness of the plant body. The lateral meristem produces secondary tissues like secondary xylem, wood, and secondary phloem, inner bark. There are two main types of lateral meristems: vascular cambium and cork cambium. Vascular cambium produces secondary xylem towards the inside of the stem and secondary phloem towards the outside. Cork cambium, that is also called phallogen, produces cork cells towards the outside of the stem, forming the protective outer bark. Next is intercalary meristem. These tissues are located at the base of the leaves or internodes, means areas between nodes, in grasses and certain other monocots. They are responsible for growth in length of the internodes or leaves. Intercalary meristems allow for regrowth after damage and contribute to the remarkable ability of grasses to quickly recover from grazing or mowing. These meristematic tissues ensure the continuous growth and development of plants, allowing them to adapt to the environmental conditions and fulfill their physiological requirements throughout their life cycle. Now, let's talk about permanent tissues. Permanent tissues are plant tissues that have completed their growth and differentiation and have ceased to divide. They perform specific functions crucial for the plant survival. There are two main types of permanent tissues: simple permanent tissues and complex permanent tissues. Simple permanent tissues, they remain in a specialized state throughout the plant's life. These tissues perform specific functions and are responsible for the overall structure, growth, and function of the plant. There are three main types of permanent tissues in plants: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Parenchyma structure. The cells have an oval or round shape. The cell wall is made up of hemicellulose or cellulose. The cell is thin-walled and have vacuoles and very small nucleus. The protoplasm is living and dense. It is found in all parts of the plant, and there are good amount of intercellular spaces present in the tissues. Parenchyma tissues are versatile and found in various parts of the plant, including the cortex, pith, mesophyll, and storage organs. They perform functions such as photosynthesis, storage of nutrients, secretion, and wound healing. Collenchyma structure. Cells are long and thick-walled. The cell wall is made up of cellulose and pectin. It is the only tissue with the highest refractive index due to the presence of pectin. It is found in the epidermis and the vascular bundle of dicot leaf. The amount of chloroplast is less in the cells. The cells have very few intercellular spaces. Functions. Collenchyma provides mechanical support to young and growing parts of the plant, such as stems and petioles, without restraining growth. Sclerenchyma structure. These are dead tissues, very hard and rigid in texture. Cells are thick-walled with various size and shapes. These provide mechanical support and rigidity to the plant. They are compactly packed with no intercellular spaces. There are two main types: fibers, elongated cells with thick cell walls providing mechanical support to the plant, and scleroids, shorter irregular shaped cells found in various plant parts, contributing to mechanical strength and protection. Function: sclerenchyma tissue provides mechanical support and protection to mature plant parts. It is often found in the stems, vascular bundles, and seed coats. Let's see the differences between parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Parenchyma have non-specialized cells, whereas collenchyma and sclerenchyma have specialized cells. Parenchyma consists of thin cell wall made up of cellulose, whereas collenchyma have unequally thin cell wall made up of pectin and cellulose. Sclerenchyma consists of thick cell wall made up of lignin, which makes it waterproof. Parenchyma tissues are present in soft parts of the plant, example fruits. Collenchyma, they are present in leaves and young stems, and sclerenchyma present in mature parts of the plant such as hard covering of the fruit seed and nuts, veins of the leaves, etc. Parenchyma and collenchyma consist of living cells, whereas sclerenchyma consists of dead cells. Parenchyma tissues have good amount of intercellular spaces, collenchyma tissues have less intercellular spaces, and sclerenchyma tissues do not have any intercellular spaces. Complex permanent tissues. They are of two types: xylem and phloem. Xylem. Structure of xylem. Xylem tissue is composed of several types of cells, including vessel elements, tracheids, fibers, and parenchyma cells. Vessel element and tracheids are dead at maturity and have lignified cell walls. Functions: xylem transports water and minerals from roots to other parts of the plant. It also provides mechanical support. Phloem. Structure. Phloem tissue consists of sieve tube elements, companion cells, fibers, and parenchyma cells. Sieve tube elements are alive at maturity and lack nuclei, but they are associated with companion cells. Functions: phloem transports organic nutrients, primarily sugar produced by photosynthesis, from source organs like leaves to sink organs such as roots, growing buds, and fruits throughout the plant. Differences between xylem and phloem. Xylem helps in transportation of raw materials like water and nutrients in the plant. Xylem transports food and organic materials in the plant. Xylem consists of tracheids, vessels, parenchyma, and fibers, whereas phloem consists of fibers, phloem parenchyma, sieve cells, sieve tubes, and companion cells. Xylem provides mechanical support to plant, and phloem does not provide any mechanical support to the plant. The flow of the materials in the xylem is unidirectional, and the flow of the materials in the phloem is bidirectional. Most of the cells present in xylem are dead, whereas most of the cells present in the phloem are living cells. These permanent tissues collectively contribute to the structure, support, and functions of the plant, allowing it to grow, develop, and adapt to its environment. Plants have spatial tissues too. They are modified structurally to carry out functions secretory in nature and are of two types. Latissiferous tissues. The plant tissues have latex. They originate from the meristematic tissues and mature with other tissues. The cells are elongated, thin-walled, and multinucleated. Glandular tissues. They possess various glands. They secrete oil, resins, tannin, mucilage, etc. The gland is situated on the epidermis.